So
We're
apparently it goes
live
even
now,
further saying-
so
We are live, cool. So it says they're a mystical sect of male witches in the southernmost part of Chile.
Chile.
Mm.
All right, see, we are live. Yes, we are live. Wow, we haven't
So
done this for a
we're
while.
live
This
now,
is
so-
so. Oh,
We are live, cool. So it says they're a mystical
you can talk.
orc.
Yeah, I had the feedback coming through. So, hang on, where are we?
Let me mute that.
I'm sorry, I'm going to turn this light off for a moment so I can actually see what I'm
That's
doing.
better. Much better. Way better with the lights off. I'll join you. Hang on. Say, look, I'm way better with the lights off.
James is in.
Howdy, James. Jamames.
James,
I
how
can't
are
find
ya?
the top. That's what she
I
said.
actually still can't figure out what's going on with the Facebook thing. I have no idea what's going on there.
Why does it keep going to top chat instead of live chat? There we go. We're on live chat now. I'm not going to mess around with it any more than that, except for this little bit. Hang on.
I'm not going to touch anymore, but
We'll stop it there like that. There we go. We are up live, and it is 8:59. So I'll put my light back on. Sorry,
don't
guys.
keep doing this because people aren't going to watch just for the screw ups.
Well, I'm assuming we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay. So you can see us, James. Can you hear us? That's the important thing.
I'm guessing he shall be able to.
We'll have to see if anybody else comes in anyway. So
Fernando being all cool and wearing his earphones around the back of his ear. You know why he's doing that? So he can hear if his door actually knocks or not because he's paranoid now.
Yeah. That's actually, yeah.
I'm
That's-
doing all this
definitely-
rotatey stuff. Yes, he can see us and he can hear us. So
We'll have to get Fernando's new address when he moves so we can send him a gift, a new housewarming gift for him. Just be an empty box with a pineapple sitting in it.
hello.
I knew there was gonna be something.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I
I'd send you Australian food box with some Vegemite. And then when you go to use it, we'll actually have to have a video call with you so we can tell you that you're doing it wrong.
I've just got everything set up, and it looks like my my TARDIS lights are dying. So that's the new background, people. Almost finished, still not quite finished. But
My microphone doesn't know whether it wants to be here or not.
no. We've got 4 people in so far, so we'll wait until a few more people in before we sort of get underway and stuff.
I'm suspecting Mark is definitely going to be in because he's been missing these like crazy by the sounds of it.
Yeah, Carl will probably, well,
Carl possibly.
hopefully turn up. Hopefully we might have a few newbies. We have
Carl might have a couple new conspiracies to talk about because we haven't been doing this for a while.
Well, there is a conspiracy because way back when we first started doing this, we were bringing in live callers, and then something happened, and we haven't been able to bring live callers in for a long time. I've actually just reached out to Rode to get the lowdown on how to fire up live chat lines again, so we can start bringing people in, phone calls and stuff.
So it's not a conspiracy; it's a understanding of tech that hasn't been brought across properly.
No, it's a conspiracy. I'm putting it down as a conspiracy because they're not letting us bring chatty people in.
Maybe he's got to uninstall the Scientology file on there,
Actually,
and you wouldn't have to pay each time you call.
Do you know how many times we've mentioned Scientology
Can we
tonight?
go with? Can we go with one podcast not mentioning the S peoples?
Did we mention it last recording we did? I
I'm
think
pretty sure we did. I'm pretty sure we did.
Gary mentioned it today. Jeez.
No, I'm saying live podcast. I don't think. I think every live podcast they come across. I mean, they're everywhere.
They are.
I've
They're
actually
pretty much
been
everywhere.
reading some of the stuff on them as well because I thought we'll do another episode on them at some point, and you just the amount of crap on those guys, it just keeps coming and coming and coming. I mean, do you know David Miscavige, the guy that runs the show? Well, him or Tom Cruise, I don't know which, but his wife has been missing for over 12 years or something.
Yeah, the UFO came in and fucked them all off, and then now they got her.
Mm. The chat room's very quiet tonight. It's only James.
I'm not feeling the love.
Come on, guys.
I'll be more concerned if they didn't bug us. The government does it, so why not them?
Yeah.
Also, Fernando's it's playoffs now in the NBA.
Unfortunately, I believe all those games are already rigged. They already have
Oh,
somebody to
100%.
win.
Oh, 100%.
So unfortunately, back in the day,
It's just like
I
life.
used to, I used to really enjoy basketball, and now it's like, I don't know. It's like everybody's just so weak. It's disappointing to watch them.
I haven't watched basketball since the Jordan days, the Larry Bird days,
Barry
Patrick
hasn't watched
Ewing.
basketball since they were called the New York Knickerbockers.
Mark's in. Hey, Mark, how are you, mate?
Back when the Grizzlies were from Vancouver.
Hey,
Oh,
I
man.
have met two
That
of the
was a
Harlem
good era.
I have met two of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh,
My dad actually worked with one of them. He used to work with Cal Bruton.
Really?
Yeah, he used to work with Cal Bruton.
oh,
Yeah, the little guy with the flat cap. Yeah,
Wow.
and
I
another one who
haven't
another
heard
one who
anybody
we,
mentioned the Globetrotters in like ever.
and we
Didn't know
won't
him
we
not
won't
long ago.
mention the tall one who's in a lot of trouble, but I've met him as well. He used to live right next door to where I used to work, so I used to see him all the time, and that would be Tiny Pinder. So I never had a problem with him, but I wasn't a 15-year-old girl, so
You're lucky it wasn't Karl Malone because they would have been 13.
Oh, jeez. Well, this is a good way because we haven't even put the title up yet, so we'll do that in a minute, and then we'll actually get underway. So,
We don't need a title.
yeah, hang on, what's the time now? Because usually
9:05.
when we get stuff set up, it takes us that long to get set up. It's usually about 10 past when we actually get up and running. So we because we hadn't done it for a while, I thought it was going to take ages, and we just got boom, just like that. Everything seemed to work.
Oh. Fernando, do you know what era was the best?
5 minutes to go.
Which
What?
era was the best?
Off basketball.
I would have to say the 90s.
Yeah, back when they had the Seattle Supersonics and it wasn't Oklahoma.
Oh my God. All of these.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With
Charlotte's
Detman-
Hornets. Was
Detman
it Charlotte
Shrimp.
Hornets?
Yeah, they're still Charlotte Hornets now.
Oh yeah.
Not the
I wouldn't know.
Bobcats anymore. They're the Hornets now. Michael Jordan, I'm pretty sure, still owns a stake in it. I think he's looking at selling.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he owned the Wizards. Are they still around? I mean, I'm telling you, I don't.
What
I
up,
don't
Wizards?
watch
Yes,
basketball
James.
no more.
Wizards.
The Wizards are gone.
No. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was replying to James. James said, weren't they Wildcats? Yes, they both came and played for the Wildcats. That's how I got to meet them. So,
I met Ricky Grace while I was in high school.
yeah.
Yeah. If Fernando's probably like, don't know who that guy is. No.
We get all the players the
I've met-
NBA rejects.
I've met Luke Longley.
Yeah, he played for
Luke Longley,
he played for
nice.
Chicago,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know who he was.
Yeah.
He
Of
played for
course,
Chicago.
center for Chicago Bulls in the 90s. of
He
course.
originally started out playing for the Burswood Redbacks
Oh,
before he went over to
That's
Chicago. Oh, actually,
That's
he went to the Timberwolves first, didn't he? Before he went to the Wildcats. Before he went to the Chicago Bulls.
Bulls.
Yeah.
Look, he wasn't as great center as what Horace Grant was, but he got there.
Mm. Anyway, I think it's time to start. We have 6 people in, so we shall push the button. Yeah.
you
I
guys
don't
are
know.
like mentioning these names that I haven't heard in a while. I'm like, oh man,
What, like
flashbacks,
Detman Shrimp.
Devin who?
Talking about brass cotton.
You don't know who that is. Played for the Seattle Supersonics.
Oh man,
You know who he is when you saw him.
man,
He
I'll probably know on
play-
my face,
you play
but
with-
the
you
only
play
one
with-
that
you-
really pops
play with
out
Kemp.
from the Supersonics is Sean Kemp. Yeah.
Yeah, we played
Yeah.
the same deadlift shrimp.
Right. Anyway, we are going to start now. Okay, so that could have gone. But what the hell
Yeah, look at
just
the
happened
screen.
now? Oh, hang on. Have I pushed the right button?
Who's retarded now?
What is? Oh, hang on. There we go.
All right.
All right, we have to
Alright,
start again now.
No, we don't.
I unmuted my mic. Hold on.
Oh, you should just let it run. Let it go.
It
Be
does say
free.
2 up. It does say 2 up.
That was
So,
bad.
how is
I think you need to
everybody?
change- I think you need to change that screen name from 2 up to F up.
You know what the problem is with the Stream Deck? There's a little bump on one of the buttons, and it's right where the 2 is, and it makes it look like I've got 2 3-ups instead of a 2 up. So I hit the wrong
Look,
button,
now we-
everybody.
Look, I think we go on to the topic because now the chats are talking about different basketball players. This is great. We've got the most interactive the chat's been in a long time.
Well, not really, not yet.
Well, we
Spud,
haven't done a live stream in a long time.
Spud Web, just to put it out there. Yeah.
Mugsy Bugs.
Mm. No, anyway, let's drop the basketball and let's get on to what we were going to talk about.
That is how you bounce it. You drop it and then let it come back up.
Well, hopefully it comes back up. Otherwise, if you drop the ball, you just drop the ball. So, yes, it's been a while. Like we said, when we stopped going from week to week, we said we would do it once a month just to keep it in. And this will, that's what she said. This will only be a short.
Why does Fernando have to keep muting his mic? We don't get his actual laughter in.
Oh no, he's
It's
laughing,
it's
silent
you get one
laughing.
of those mutes.
No, it's on. It's on. Oh man, yeah, I love Friday mornings with you guys. It's it's freaking. It's always something to look forward to.
Yeah, well, we do have a lot of good shows coming up for you guys. We've recorded a couple of them, and they've come out pretty sensational. So the next few weeks are going to be pretty good. So we've got some
I think that'll be all right.
comical bits. We've got some. Fernando's going to love the one that's coming out in 2 weeks. You're going to love that one. I'm not going to say any more. You are not allowed to say what it is. They'll find out, but you're going to love it. You're going to love it. So, how is everybody? We've got a few of the locals that come out every week. We haven't got Carl in yet. We've got Mark. We've got James.
The regulars.
The regulars. That's it. Yeah. So we were going to talk about
What's going on, guys?
a little bit of everything. We haven't really got a specific topic tonight, but we're going to talk about some of the places that we'd love to go and investigate, either around WA, around Australia, and around the world. So I guess it's going to be harder for Fernando to get to some of the WA sites or the Australian sites.
Well, Fernando gets points deducted because I did the scoring.
You did the scoring.
Oh, you're closer to all these places we want to go, and it's not fair. So deduct a point.
Actually, speaking of which, are you going out to Connecticut this weekend?
I still don't know because some of my team members are not able to as of now. So it's going to be a little difficult, to just drive up there. I was looking into trying to be there for their event on May 4th.
Yes, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. I'll probably be able to go to that event, but I won't be able to actually do what I wanted to do, was to, spend the night and investigate the house.
Oh, they're going to have a
know,
lot going on that weekend anyway.
Look, we're sorry that we can't make it. We are a bit far away.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys. This is I'm gonna take points off of you, Jeremy.
Oh, for gold, son, I haven't got many left.
So, for you guys that don't know what we're talking about, you know our friends over at the Enfield. Well, they're not calling it the Demon House anymore. It's just the 1771 Enfield House. So, if we say Demon House, you know it's the same place that we're talking about. They've actually got an event coming up on Star Wars Day, May the 4th, and they've got Joe Frankie, however you pronounce his name, coming out, and he's going to be doing a bit of a talk. And I think they're doing a little bit of investigation, talk, a little bit of history and stuff. Now, if you don't know who he is actually I believe he's the president or the general manager, however you would call it, for the Warren Legacy Foundation. He was actually taught everything he knows by Lorraine and Ed Warren. So there's a lot of breeding right there. It's he's learnt from some serious players, and he's going to talk about some of the cases that they've dealt with and all of that sort of thing. So if anybody watches this from America, get on over there and get in touch with Jay and family over in Connecticut, and there are still tickets available. So I do believe it will be a awesome night if you can get there. So we wanted to be there, but because we're on the other side of the world, it's a little tricky right now, but we will get there one day. And we do have an invitation.
We do have an open invitation.
Yeah.
As long as we don't piss them off, we're good.
Who knows? Maybe if I'm able to make it, we'll live stream.
Definitely.
I mean, not for YouTube purposes. I don't know if you could, but I'll live stream with you guys.
I'm sure we could.
No, do that. And then we don't have to worry about a certain pineapple introducing himself every 2 minutes.
That's all right.
Man,
look, I'm thinking we have to really...
Scientology and pineapples. I don't know, man.
We're going for gold tonight, mate.
I think we're going to have to change the name from pineapple, because pineapples are actually like really nice things.
All right, fair enough.
Very.
So something like dragon fruit or something that smells bad.
Durian.
There we go.
Yep.
Durian.
So we don't want the durian coming over.
No, they look pretty and all, but
no, they don't. It sounds wrong when you say it like that, because I've actually eaten durian.
That's what he said.
I had durian in my mouth and on my fingers.
I think you know what? I think you'd be doing the guy. I think you'd be doing durian a favor if you did that. You'd probably enjoy it.
Ugh. I wish I'd never said that now. When we were in Adelaide, we were over in Adelaide and went to Harndorf and got this awesome foot-long Kransky hot dog thing. And next door they had an ice cream place and they had durian flavoured ice cream. Can you imagine that?
Might as well just go eat out of a porta potty.
Yeah. No. If you ever go to Singapore, and actually
James would call them zucchini.
Yeah. James, you are not allowed to talk anymore. It does not taste good. It is terrible.
Even James, durian smells bad, but tastes good.
Nah. There is a video. There is a video on one of my YouTube channels of myself, and when I started Whapper Up originally, I started up with a mate of mine, and we went to Singapore to catch up with the Singapore Paranormal Investigator team. And they get treated like rock stars in Singapore because they are so accepting of the paranormal over there. Everywhere they go, you'd think you were with some sort of rock band or something like that. Now, Desmond, the guy that runs it, he's about 4'9".
That sounds like a real Singaporean name.
One of the two guys that we catch up with was Desmond and Terence. They're both really nice guys, and there's a few others. But when we were over there, we went up to a place called Bukit Chandu, which is where a lot of Japanese, and it's a very war-torn sort of area there, and a lot of atrocities happen. But we did the durian up on the top of that before we actually did a paranormal investigation. Now, tip number 1 for tonight's show: never in your life eat durian before you go on a paranormal investigation, because when you're in the dark and you want to sneak out a fart or you want to sneak out a burp, the durian tells everybody exactly where you are because it lingers. Oh, it is
shit.
horrible.
Mm.
I could share some video. In fact, I might send you a couple of videos, Fernando, of people trying to eat durian. My favourite is those Germans in the park bench trying to crack open the durian, and that. Oh yeah, it's not good.
Uh,
I'll send you the
Yeah.
link to the one where we were over there as well.
It smells like farts.
I mean, I'm just interested to know what it actually is. Is it a fruit?
Yeah, it's a fruit. It's their national
Well-
fruit.
it's a torture device, really.
It is. It is. But while we are in Singapore, one of the places we went to was the old Changi Hospital. And if you want to go to a haunted place, I mean, you can't get in there now because they've turned it into a hotel. But back then,
You can get in there.
well, you can, but they've had all sorts of
It's a hotel. You can go there.
not the good bits. They've actually
Yeah, that's
there's a whole load of buildings in the complex, and the really bad ones have been locked behind these big ass fences with signs that say trespassers will be shot. So I wasn't
I'll
keen
take my
to. I
chances.
wasn't keen to take my chances on that one. But
You just tell him you can either shoot me or eat durian, and I hate durian.
I've
Guys,
discovered that now.
like there are certain places in Southeast Asia that the durian fruit is banned
Yeah,
because of the smell.
Rightly
Yes.
so.
even
Holy
when you
crap.
go to
Look.
Singapore and you go on the MRT in Singapore, it says no durian below ground level, basically, because the MRT, which is their metro rail system, is all underground. Well, 90% of it is underground, and yeah, you don't want that in an enclosed space.
Can you imagine if the Russians got their hand on durian
I just
technology?
read that. I just read that. As soon as you said that, Gary, I just read it.
What, but
It says this odor, often described as overpoweringly strong, can linger for an extended period, making it less than ideal companion in closed public spaces.
Yes,
As soon as I read closed public spaces, that's when you said that. And I
but
was
you know
like,
what's even worse? I'll tell you something that's even worse is when you burp at night and you have to smell your own burp. It actually makes you want to yak. It is bad.
Does
But wait a
Fernando
minute.
does
like,
Fernando know
I'm-
what it means, make you yak?
Does what?
Throw up? Throw up? No.
Put it this way, right?
You
Put
know-
it this way. While we're talking about it, there.
What does this
there's
smell
a-
like? Because I'm
well,
trying to find
let me just give you an idea, right? There's a show called Brainiac, which was on in England, where it's a science show where they test all these hypotheses and things like that. And they got this letter from this woman who likes to try exotic fruits, and she said, "I want to try this durian, but I've heard it's a bit smelly because they talk with an English accent and everything." But what happened was, so he goes, "We're going to test that." He goes, "So first off, we have to get a control test." So they had this fish, the fish tank on its side, and they had rotten eggs, stale vomit, and a smelly shoe with dog shit on it, all in there, right? The guy had to stick his head in there, breathing that, and they timed how long it was before he couldn't deal with it anymore, and he pulled his head out, and he lasted about 32 seconds, all right? Then they just cut a durian in half and put the two halves in there, and then he had to stick his head in. Before he even got his head in, he was coughing and yakking, and he lasted 8 seconds. Yeah.
So can you imagine if the Americans got their hands on that technology of durian fruit and put it into a gas grenade?
Oh. Not good.
biological warfare.
Definitely.
What
Oh my god.
what fast food do we go for after a long investigation?
I mean,
question.
once you split open this fruit, it looks kind of weird.
It is. I'll send you the link to the video. In fact, if I can find it, I might even put it in the chat so everybody else can have a look at it in a bit. But Mark's asked, he's curious, what fast food does everybody eat after a long investigation? Whatever's bloody open is the answer.
Generally,
Yeah, it's usually Macca's.
I don't mind going for pizza. Pizza?
Yeah, pizza works.
I usually just have go-to stuff things. Usually, sorry to say, but like beef jerky, stuff like this.
What is wrong with
Beef
you?
jerky, stuff
That's
like
good
this,
stuff, but
and just something to just keep it going.
well, the trick
Um,
actually the trick is to have something to eat before you go, so
Yeah.
that you're a
Definitely.
bit more balanced.
And then you can eat afterwards too, because eating food's great.
Yeah. Mm. We're
Definitely.
gonna talk a little bit later on. Well, there's only 5 people watching at the moment, but I was going to talk later on about we're going to be doing a investigation next weekend for. I'll put it up in the WAPA page about people wanting to test that, going out for a night and testing out all of their new ghost hunting gear and stuff like that. So we're going to do that next Saturday night at this stage. So stay tuned, and
Should be able.
I
should
will.
be able to come to that one.
Cool. I will put a post up because a lot of people, well, a few people said they're not going to be able to watch the show tonight, but they want to find out about it because they want to come along. So I'm not going to put a number on this one.
Welcome.
Yeah. I'm going to.
And if it makes you feel better, man, I can give you a video call at about this time.
Yeah, rub it in.
It just means you can be there. Look, I'll put my phone on top of a cardboard cutout with arms and everything.
Yeah.
No, I got you. I'm gonna try and be at the infield house next week. And
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
gonna
He's
have a
just
blow-up
throwing it
doll.
right back in your face there.
I'm gonna have a blow up doll right there with a picture and a phone
Just-
sticking out of your mouth.
Just don't put your fingers where you shouldn't.
I won't.
Well, actually, WAPR, we've got a big investigation coming up in a few weeks, and we'll be doing some live streaming from a very haunted location, and we will
I can attest to it is.
We have been there about 4 or 5 times in total, and the last couple of times we were down there, some serious stuff happened. So we're going in with a much smaller group this time, so it's going to be interesting to see how that changes the action.
Here's the thing, though, like with everything that happened the last time we went, would you classify that as a position?
I suppose you could say that,
To
yeah.
an extent.
Yeah.
Or what else would you describe it as?
Well, I know a lot of psychics and things like that. They like to say they're channeling a spirit, but when a spirit forces its way in, that's basically a possession, and that's what
And tries
we
to
actually-
channel another spirit.
we actually dealt with 2 of those last time we were down there. There was little J, and then there was Christy. So I mean, little J's was a little bit more full on than Christie's,
Full on.
but with Christie's, because she, and she has said it when she's been in the chat before. She was running like a bloody Olympic bloody sprinter, and she's got bad knees that she needs an
You
operation
guys are
on.
talking about Chrissy from the chat group when she's on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, she ran like her name was Usain Bolt.
Yeah. No, she was. She
But-
I have never seen her run like that before.
Look, she was running faster than Oscar Pistorius to the toilet door, you know what I mean?
Jeez. I mean,
Faster than
as far as
faster than
possession is
OJ's
concerned,
Bronco.
is Little J or Christy? Are they sensitives by any means?
I don't know. I would have to ask
We
them
don't know
about
we don't know what you're talking about, Mark.
that. No, Mark. Wink,
Who is
wink.
this person?
The subtle wink. Arr. Yes,
Oh, man.
that is where we
Hey,
are going.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to wink. Am I doing it right?
You are. You're doing it. You're doing a double up there. Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's where we are heading down south in a couple of weeks, and we will be doing some live streaming from there. I don't know, TikToky type stuff. I'm not sure. We will be recording. We will be recording a podcast down there, but it will be live on the location. So I'm not sure what the audio quality is going to be like. I'll be taking my roadcaster down with us, but we will just be recording and putting it all together afterwards. So we'll see what we get, but you guys will get to see some of the stuff, and we'll go into the morgue and we'll do some stuff in the morgue on the slab, on the Slayer. Well, that sounds like bloody Rocky Horror Picture Show now.
Yeah, Fernando, I wasn't too smart the last time I was there with the slab.
I would
No.
love to hear this. What happened?
Or
I
about,
mean, I'm
apparently, you're not supposed to put your own blood on a slab in a morgue and then lay on the slab.
And this is a solid granite slab. It's
yeah, I would say so. That would be that would definitely be a cool challenge to
I've done it.
record.
we're going to record.
Oh, no,
we are.
didn't-
Well,
no,
I'm
we
not.
didn't re-
I'm not going to record bloodletting, but we are going to record some
I
stuff
don't
on the.
know what you're talking. We were not bloodletting.
No.
You shouldn't put label on things.
Oh. We're going to get a whole
So-
new load of different bloody viewers after watching this one.
So, how did you get the blood out of your body?
I had a sore on my hand,
He had a boo boo and it burst.
and it's just so happened to crack, and the blood just happened to touch a table. I was like, "Oh, look what happened here."
So, my next question is, when this wound reopened, did you do something on the lines of like when you're trying to get the last bit of ketchup out of a packet
No, I
and you
wasn't
don't
going
go
like
like this?
No, actually, I wasn't because
He's like,
well, actually at the time, no, because at the time, I wasn't a mechanic. I was doing roof plumbing, and a tin sheet had actually come and sliced my hand. So when it actually opened up, it just started pouring out. So no, it was no physical. Just trying to get the blood out.
okay. So so you just so happy. So this happened. Just so you
It
so
just happened to
just
split
be
and
in the
just-
morgue. And you
I know.
kind of just
It
got
was a-
tired and just put your hand on the slab.
It was a
and
pretty
then-
just a shit situation to be in at the time.
Let's put it this way, right? The first time I was down there was 2008, 2009, somewhere around there, and I had a room that I stayed in the isolation hospital, which apparently was one of the doctor's rooms. But what was unknown to me was because there was supposed to be a guy staying in the room on the opposite side, and then you got the two big big rooms there, and everybody chickened out because we also had the nurses' quarters. Now, what you can remember, the isolation hospital, if a ship rolled up and they had sick people, they were sent to the isolation hospital. To the quarantine station. And what would happen is anybody showing symptoms was sent straight to the isolation hospital. Those that didn't show the symptoms were sent to the main quarantine station itself. So after they went through their quarantine period, if they were all good, they were allowed to go. If any of them started getting symptoms, they were sent to the isolation hospital. So people died. Now, where it is now wasn't the original one. The original one was around on an island just around the other side of the point, but it was too hard logistically to get people on and off the island. So they built this one way back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, whatever it was. And so a lot of people have died there, and they say there's only about 2 or 3 graves there, but we reckon there's more under there than what they're saying. And they had to have a nurse's quarters right near the isolation hospital because obviously they were dealing with people that were symptomatic, so they had to sort of be isolated as well. So everybody else had stayed in the nurse's quarters, so it was only myself in the actual isolation hospital sleeping. No one else in the entire building. And about 3:30, just before 4 o'clock in the morning, I got attacked by something. The room got blacker than black, and I actually unzipped the sleeping bag, flicked it off, got up, started to walk towards the door, and I had a big neck chain on, which had a protection charm on there at the time. Something's actually grabbed the chain and pulled me back, and actually threw me flat on my back. And that startled me. So I got up, opened the door to get out, and a broom came flying at me, bounced off the side of my head, and a glass bounced off my other side of my head, and that actually smashed on the floor. I was barefoot, so there was broken glass all over the floor. I was out. I went running around because Brad was supposed to be staying in the other room. I opened the door. Brad, it's going off. He fucking wasn't there. So then I've gone running across and banging and smashing because my adrenaline was going through the roof. You know, we go looking for that sort of thing, but when something that active actually happens, it actually startles the hell out of you.
Or when you're not looking for it, you're trying to sleep.
Yes, yeah. So that was the first time that we were there. The next time that we had all sorts of stuff going off. We had we had spirits. You could see faces in the windows. They were you could hear the footsteps on the floors. We were getting all sorts of stuff going on. And then we did the we did a board session because we did have a psychic that governed the board properly. And she actually said she invited the spirits to come forward. And then what happened was the board started spinning, the K2 started lighting up, the tri-field started screeching, and then the doors directly behind us burst open, and there were chairs in front of them. It actually pushed the chairs out of the way as well. We got it all on video. And right through those doors is where the cemetery was. So whatever it is coming a direct line straight through the cemetery, through those doors, and straight to the board that they were just invited to.
Probably Phil.
So that was the first 2 times we were there. And then there's been a couple of other times. And then obviously, yeah, it's 4 or 5 times. I think this will be the 5th, 6th, whatever.
Well,
I'm losing track. It's been quite a few times, and they all sort of merge into each other. So the activity is different every time, but we're going down there this time with our smallest group. So it's going to be really interesting. Hey, there's Christy.
Hi, Christy.
We were just
There
talking
she
about
is.
Christy.
Usain Bolt.
Hello.
She is. Are you going to go back and mention Phil's name while you're there, or?
Well, this is one of the things that I was going to ask tonight. Has anybody got any experiments you want us to do while we're down there? I've got a new piece of equipment just down here, which has never been
Don't
used
show
in a.
it then. It's a secret.
You wouldn't even know what it is if you'd seen it.
Look,
It's nothing to
please
do with.
leave your genitals in a bag. That's Lynn's bag. Give it back.
Sorry, I'm just unzipping. It is.
Sorry, I'm just unzipping.
I can't show you what it is, but there it is.
I know
There.
what that is.
Don't say anything.
I know what that is.
Yeah, well, don't say that. I'm gonna test that out. The theory
it's a
behind that.
what's a jig.
It is. It's also doing some weird shit in me bag.
It's the next grade up from the thingamabob.
The reason why I'm testing this out is because the components that are used in some paratech is the basis of what this uses. So I am going to be giving it a crack and see how it goes, and keep my fingers crossed that it bloody works, because it's going to be absolutely phenomenal if it does.
Yeah, that's the next one up from that's called the Doovie.
The next
The
one
movie
up's
like
about
that.
$1,500. As you
Yeah.
can see, I've got an absolute mess behind me because I'm
Actually,
starting
we
to get all my.
can't see it.
Can't you? Oh, thank God for that. Even got my night vision gear all ready to go.
So when Gary's got that on his torch in the eyes.
No, it's infrared. It's proper. And it sets up that one. I'm going to be setting that one up on a tripod outside somewhere, and just going to leave it
See,
recording.
Fernando? See, all you think now is with the night vision goggles and this, that, and the other. You're just thinking phasmophobia, right? Yeah.
Oh no. I was just thinking, wow, man, I can't wait to go to Albany with you guys.
It's going to be good. Going to be good.
Chrissy,
Speaking
it's a whatchamacallit,
speaking of
that's
phasmophobia, they had them there.
Yeah.
That's one of the original. That's one of the original bloody grey ones. They're nearly all black now. So I've got my GoPro that I'm taking,
Well, that's what I was going to say.
my
Hopefully
DJI
the
that I'm taking.
Hopefully next time I can make it there, and I might somehow connect a streaming device to myself, and maybe spend the night in in the morgue
Yeah,
if they let us.
no, you're allowed to if you want to do it.
Well, sleep. They'll be fine with me sleeping in the morgue.
Just remember, it's a hard fall when you fall off the slab.
Who said I was going to sleep on the slab?
Oh, well, there's that little sink in the corner. You're not going to fit on that.
Or it's that back when you're facing it. It's that back left corner anyway.
Back right
Not the
corner.
sink, but where
Oh,
back left. No, the back left is where whoever it is sits. Phil, whatever
Yeah.
you call him.
yep.
Man,
They are, Christy. They are, because you can actually write your name on the back of them and you can read them. The black ones you can't. You have to put a sticker on, or
Put a sticker on it.
we had Heidi's around for long enough, and like I think she's got like a big pink sticker around saying "Tell it's hers." So, yeah, I've got so much. Obviously, I've got that camera. I've got the other big camera down there. My gimbal is all charged and ready to go. Camera brackets and things like that ready to go.
Are you taking Max?
I don't know. Max is. Hello.
So what you do is you get Max,
He
and
actually-
then you stick the lapel mic. You stick the lapel mic to the back of his head, so when you're talking to people, you just backwards and forwards with Max.
I used to have a voice on here for Max, but I don't think I've got it anymore. I created a voice for him. This is the closest I've got to a Max voice now.
I'm sorry, but if you was to put the voice box of a Boo Bear into Max, that would be crazy.
That'd be awesome, dude. That's something
Don't
we'll
give me
look at.
ideas like that.
We'll have to find another Max.
We found him down in a shop in Augusta.
So we're gonna find a Max the second, and then we can do that with Max the second, or Mini Max.
That was my wedding, my honeymoon prezi from my wife.
Because I doubt Lynn would be very impressed if you cut Max open to put a voice box in it.
I am not cutting Max open. No,
See, exactly.
no. I've actually
So
been
we have to
looking at
find
what's that place on the extraterrestrial highway out in Nevada. That big warehouse full of alien shit. There's some stuff in there that I could blow a year's salary in there, and I'll come back and you wouldn't be able to move. It'd just be aliens all stood around me, full life size things. Yeah, that's the shit.
Oh man,
That's on my
Yeah.
bucket list. Actually, there you go, Area 51. I know you can only go as far as the gates, but there'd be an atmosphere and a half out there because you're allowed to go up as far as the gates. So we have a big barbecue party, big trailer party out there.
I think rednecks are bad. You wait till we get out there.
Yeah, a few Aussies and a
Yeah.
motorized esky.
No, we'll get we'll do the better one what my mates did in Scarborough, where they had the motorized park bench. The picnic table. So these guys,
Oh,
you know your classic wooden picnic tables with the benches built in, Fernando.
I have a bit of an idea of what it is. Ain't
Yeah,
it
well-
like almost like I don't know, is it like a tent of
So
some
you, got,
sort?
so you got your top of the table, then you got your two seats either side, bench seats. They motorized a picnic table, and we were driving it down the street.
What?
Yeah.
Imagine that going down Route 66.
Aussies are stupid.
As long as it has headlights, brake lights, and indicators, you're fine.
Yeah, Aussies are stupid. If you can put a motor on it, we will find a way to do
Probably
it.
done it.
Hold on. I mean, so how are you able to drive if you're sitting sideways?
Oh, you don't. You just sit on and go and have a drink, and it takes you wherever you're going to go.
So, have you heard of like your side lifts and stuff like that, like forklifts and bobcats, where you're sitting facing one way and your tines and your forks are off to your left or your right? Work
Yeah.
the same way as driving that, I suppose. You'd have a steering component going to wheels that turn. You turn and it physics.
That's pretty interesting.
How, how do you drive a car when you're looking over this way to reverse?
Letting the cow just go forward.
Christy's just saying, honest to God, there was a motorized table on Gumtree a couple of months ago.
Look at the guys in America that motorized the Lazy Boy and made it. You could drive it. I think it went like 35 mile an hour or something stupid like that.
I still think the best things are those giant
Yeah.
big wheels that they put the drift wheels on the back.
Mm.
They look like so much fun, those. Anyway, let's
better
get
with
back
the
onto a
Ferrari.
bit of topic. Seeing as how we'll get back to ghosty stuff. Fernando, where is a place you would love to go? Anywhere in the world?
Oh man, I've always had my sights on going to Machu Picchu.
Machu
It's
Picchu.
in
Oh, yeah.
Peru.
Yep.
and it's very mysterious area. But before we get into that topic, I just want to say that, while you guys were talking about um, the morgue,
Yep.
that location, uh, I was doing some research more on. As you guys already know, I've gone to Letchworth Village twice already.
Yep.
But it was more to explore the grounds because it's huge, and then literally every building on that property, you could just walk into these buildings. Obviously, you have to be careful because I've walked into buildings and the floor is gone. You could
Yeah.
literally drop down to the basement, and they're just so in bad shape. But I came across the building. We decided not to go into this building because we've been there for a couple of hours and there was just so much more to do. So we was like, you know what? Let's skip this building. Let's go on to the next. And we found the hospital and we didn't go inside. So next time when I go, I'm definitely going to go into the hospital because when we were there were these other people, these a group of 3 guys, and they were like, hey, do you guys know where's the hospital? At the time, I didn't know where the hospital was located. Little did I know that it was that one building we didn't go into. So next time we're gonna go to Letchworth and go into the hopefully record entering the hospital into the morgue.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
We've got a old psychiatric hospital over here in WA called Swanbourne Psychiatric Hospital, and a long while back, you used to be able to just sort of jump under the fence and you could, I shouldn't be saying this publicly, but you could just walk in and have a look around and stuff. And we were in there, we'd been in there a few times, and we've got some footage in there which would blow people's minds. It was very interesting stuff. And we were there one night and they were actually shooting a film. They actually rented the place out because there was a film being shot here, and we sort of said, "Look, can we sort of come in and have a look in this back room, in this back building?" Because they were shooting on the other side of the complex, and they said, "Yeah, just as long as you stay out of the way." So we had to fill out a form to get in because obviously it was all they needed to know all of our details and stuff. So we did that. We went in there. Some of the shit we got in there was unbelievable, but we weren't in there to do a paranormal investigation, so we couldn't actually release any of that footage, which was really shit. But when we came out, we found out that those bits of paperwork that we'd filled out were actually all the details for all the extras that were in the movie. So all of our names have turned up in the credits for this movie. I don't even know what it's about, but we did that, and it is an absolutely awesome place. We got as far as getting to an interview to get actual access to it. This was before it was redeveloped, and they ended up knocking it back because it is now being turned into like a retirement village, kind of a old people's home, and they didn't want any negative feedback coming from it. But we would still go out there and have a look, and then they ended up with a guard dog, guard dog patrols. And we're there and we were sort of like saying, "Do you reckon there's really a guard dog? Do you reckon? We can see a gap there. We could probably, And anyway, we said we're not going to do it. So we just started talking, and then we heard a, and we looked, and you just see eye shine from inside the fence, and we go,
Oh, look.
"Yeah, there's a dog or a werewolf or something there." And then they come walking out.
A dog at the cage.
It was a German Shepherd, and the handler was there as well. And he goes, "Oh, I've been listening and stuff like that." He turned around and he said, "There's a lot of young people that come around here who try to jump under the fence and see what they can see and what have you." And we said, "Oh, well, we're not. We're all older people." And he goes, "I can see that." I said, "Yeah, thanks." And I said, "Look, what's the chances of coming in and having a look around?" And he goes, "Because you guys have done the right thing." Again, I shouldn't be saying this. He goes, "Because you guys did the right thing." He said, "I'm happy to take you for a walk through." He said, "You can go anywhere, but if the door is locked, you can't go in." because he's not forcing any locks or anything like that. If the door's open, you can go in and have a look around. So we got to go in there and spend about 2 or 3 hours in there without worrying about guard dog attacks or anything like that. And that place is absolutely insane. In fact, the is it Montgomery Hall, whatever it is, down at the end, that is actually registered as one of the most haunted places in WA.
Wow.
So it's
Well,
interesting.
it's the same thing with what do you call it? The old mental hospital, Greylands.
Well, yeah,
That's
it's the same sort of thing. Now, the guy that I got in contact with, because we've had access, the old Treasury building before it got before it all got redone. I got in touch with a person, and we were given actual access in there. He had to come and let me into the building, and he actually gave me the instructions to arm the alarm when we left. And we were in there all night, and he let us do that on 3 different occasions. Now, there was one time when we were doing the walk around, and this is 3 stories high by 2 stories underground, and it is 1/4 of an entire city block. This building, it was absolutely massive. And we got to have a walk around there. And while we were there, he actually said, I used to have the old Swanbourne Psychiatric Hospital as well under my... I said, you're joking. You don't still do? He goes, no. He goes, that was taken off him as part of this redevelopment thing about 2 months before we met him. I said, I wish we'd done. He said if you'd have got in contact with him back then, he goes, I would have got you in there. But while he was there, while we were talking, he actually said there was one time, the building that we actually went in when they were shooting that movie, he said he was in that building, but he was down at the other end. He's the only one in there with the keys, right? So he'd gone right through the entire building, checking it all out and stuff like that. And as he was walking back, he goes, remember, this is in the middle of the day. He heard footsteps behind him. So he stopped, figuring it was just an echo or something like that. It stopped. As he went to lift his foot, he heard duh, duh. And it stopped. He took another step and he went duh, duh, duh. So it's not an echo. So he started to walk, and then the walking started again. He said, but the walking pace of whatever was behind him was faster than what he was doing, and he heard it was getting louder and louder. He said it got to a point where he was about 10, 15... I'm starting to get the goosebumps remembering back to it. We're about 10 or 15 meters away from the steps. He goes, and this was going boom, 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 boom. And he goes, he ended up going into a full-on run and actually running out of a building. And he goes, this was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Because a lot of the windows are boarded up, it's still pretty bloody dark inside, but 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was going off. And he said that place, he goes, I'm not a big believer in all of this stuff. He goes, but that place is bloody haunted. And it's all been redeveloped now, so we can't get in there.
Yeah, I would say the same for Kings Park. A lot of my content from Kings Park, it's early on in the day, early afternoon, sun out, everything. So yeah, these psychiatric centers do tend to have some activity to them. I came across in 2 different buildings in Letchworth that it seems like somebody used this area in these 2 buildings to do some sort of satanic ritual, because it's just weird. We went into this one building that is like, basically, once you park, it is the first building you see. In there, we actually found a way. And what's funny is that the reason why we found the attic to this one place, was while we were walking. Mind you, it was just my son and myself. And while we was walking, we heard footsteps coming from on top of us, and we was on what we thought was the last floor. And once we heard this, we kind of stopped and looked around, and then we saw this door with that looks like an entry to a closet.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of papers and debris on the floor, but inside his room, I noticed that there was like this, almost like if you're in the basement, you're seeing the steps going up. So I just hit that corner and we went into the attic. And once we got up there, there's two chairs sitting right there. Oh, that almost like just presenting itself once you turn your head to the left. It's just two chairs next to each other, perfectly placed. And it was like, whoa. I
Yeah.
got like really bad vibes from
Fernando.
those two chairs.
Yeah, Fernando. James has just asked, is there a prison at Letchworth? Or like a detention area?
You know what's funny? Is that I think I even posted it. I think it's on TikTok.
Yeah.
We went into this area. We actually went into this area because I wanted it to go into this barn like structure. But before we go into the barn, there's a bunch of these houses. Once we went into this house, it looks like what I thought was like a mail room, or a place where I don't know, where a lot of paperwork is done, because even the desks are there, shelves are there, papers. The place is just completely destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
But my son went a little bit more further. He's also quite a bit of a curious explorer. I wonder where he gets it from. And then he looks down this hall and he actually goes like, these look like cages. Did they have horses back in the days? And I'm like, well, the cage actually is too small for it to be a horse. But at the time, I'm not thinking that it's a cage. But now that thinking about it, it could have been something.
Detention
Could have been
cells or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe it's on my TikTok.
All right. So you've talked about Letchworth, and we know about Kings Park, but anywhere in the world, not just your local area.
Anywhere outside of the US.
Anywhere. Okay. Yes. Only outside of the US.
Machu
now.
Picchu. I mean, aside from getting together with you guys.
Yeah.
But Machu Picchu is definitely that's in my bucket list. That's like right up there, if not top 3 in my bucket list.
My friend I used to work with, he went there a few years ago, and yeah, but you pretty much got to sign your life away before you're allowed to go up there, because you walk up that hill, and apparently a lot of people get struck by lightning when they get up through the clouds and stuff. I said, shit, really?
I actually heard that to climb up this mountain to get to the very top, to where where the actual structures are at, you need to chew on cocoa leaves because the air gets dense up there, and the cocoa leaves apparently helps you maintain.
It'll get thinner up there.
A regular, yeah. So that's how high it is. But the structures are unbelievable. They're ancient. If there was a place that I could probably compare this to, as far as the apparent paranormal instances that happens up there, would be
I'm just gonna have to disappear for a bit.
Keep going. I'm still here.
It would be Skinwalker Ranch. You know how Skinwalker Ranch has so many different, everything. So apparently Machu Picchu is right up there with this. So yeah, it's in Peru, southern Peru.
So that's still southern Peru. That's South America? No.
Southern Peru.
Southern Peru. Sorry, I just got.
It is the lost city of Incas. It is 7,970 feet mountain ridge.
I'm off of Brazil, so yes, it's in the Americas. South America, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador. Yes, I wasn't wrong. I didn't look like an idiot.
No. I'm just waiting over here, but honestly, this is one of my bucket list areas to go to. That's for sure. That's for sure.
It's the same thing. Like when we got married, had my honeymoon, we went to China, and that really wasn't one of my first choices to ever think I'd be going to. I was like, no, I'm not going to like it. Too many Chinese people, sort of thing. But it was the most amazing place I've ever been. You got the temples, the pagodas, and everywhere else, and you don't realize how much history and how much bad history has happened going through these places, and you pick up on so many vibes going through like the Forbidden City, as I said, previous to being on Tiananmen Square, and it starts to make you think like you can still feel that anguish and pain in a lot of these places, and you pick up on people walking that aren't actually there.
Mm.
It's different. It puts things into perspective for you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm seeing a couple. The movie The Ruins. Oh man, I kind of want to say yes, but there are so many similar movies.
2008 film, The Ruins. There are a couple of locations in Mexico, the Mayan ruins. There are a lot of movies with that similar.
Yeah. So, I want to say yes, I have seen it, but definitely, I off the top of my head at this moment, I cannot think right now whether or not I saw this movie. It does seem familiar though. Um. Oh, my quest reminds me of that movie. Oh, well. Well, hopefully, just by the cover of the movie, hopefully I won't fall into a situation. But if I keep on letting my curiosity take over, I
Well,
could
it's
very
funny,
well
though,
see myself.
because it was a movie about what, the Mayan ruins.
Mhm.
It was filmed on the Gold Coast of Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's use the Gold Coast and we'll substitute it for the jungles of Mexico. Why wouldn't you just go to the jungles of Mexico?
That's true. That's true. I mean, like how the old saying goes, like, curiosity does eventually kill the cat.
No, curiosity didn't kill the cat. My mum's car did.
But
No,
yeah,
Gemma was reversing out the driveway, ran over the cat.
Holy crap. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna, like, tonight, I'm just gonna get myself something nice to drink and watch The Ruins. That's for sure. Thank you for the recommendation, guys. It looks dope. It looks really good. But yeah, I have a lot of places I really want to go to. I mean, there's even famous places out here that I haven't been to that is already commercial based.
Rub it
For example, like the Trans Allegheny Asylum.
in.
I hope I pronounced that right. I've never been there. Unfortunately, well, I'm not. I take that back. Not unfortunately. But when I got into the paranormal field, I was just more curious. First, it started off as obviously like most of us with curiosity, then going to cemeteries and all this and that, and then it got to the point where people knew that I was into crazy stuff, and then so
Yep.
I ended up just help being the, I guess you could say, like the neighborhood, you know, person to go to if they're experiencing anything weird, from word of mouth. And then, my first, I'm gonna say famous. My first famous place that I went to, it was early 2000 when I went to Eastern State Penitentiary.
So I was reading up just about it before, and I said to Gary, probably one place, this is off air. I was like, I want to go there. It looks great.
Eastern State.
Yeah. That's
It
in
is
Philadelphia?
amazing. Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It is amazing. I've been there twice, but unfortunately now, due to something must have happened, they're not allowing nobody at all to do any type of paranormal investigation, not even walk around with equipment. They will kick you out.
Really? It's classified now as a history museum, isn't it?
Yeah. It is classified already. It's just a walk through museum. So basically, once you walk in, they give you like an MP3 player with headphones, and then you just follow. There's sections, numbers in each section that basically takes you all around the whole entire prison, and you just punch in the numbers to whatever section you're in, and then it'll tell you a story. It'll tell you information. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, I haven't really gone
Holy
to famous
crap.
places. I mean, just last year for my summer paranormal road trip,
Well,
that's where I
so,
went to mostly. What happened?
so you're right. Keep going. It's all right.
Last year when I did my summer paranormal road trip, that's when I visited the most I've ever been in my 20-year, doing this stuff. I've gone to the
So,
Conjuring House, not really inside the Conjuring House, but because apparently I was kind of nervous to even, drive in front of it due to how apparently, bad the owner of this place is. Like they're very, protective with the house. So if you're not invited or if you don't have no business there, they don't even want you to like stop and take pictures, like nothing.
so did the
So
Eastern State Penitentiary stop doing investigations and then start doing them themselves?
no, they just stopped everything.
I've just found a map here, and it's from easternstate.org from 2018. I think it is. It's a map showing you where you can and can't go on the paranormal investigations that they host.
I went to their website and I got that information on their website when I went there last year.
So
It
apparently you
was
can
part
go.
of the paranormal road trip.
Yeah, because they've got. I'm just looking here. They got cell block 5, 6, 12, and 4 that are closed.
Oh no, yeah, there are some cell blocks that forever ago it's that it was inaccessible. And at first I recall it being inaccessible due to, paranormal activity, how dangerous that it got.
So
A lot
you just have
I,
waivers to sign,
yeah, yeah.
and apparently like half of Death Row is like inaccessible. Full stop.
Death Row.
Yep. So we got cell block 11, just south of that. You got cell block 15, Death Row.
Actually, Death Row, not for investigation, but Death Row is open to the public.
Yeah, see, it's clear for their investigation. It was
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Crazy.
But they have upgraded that place tremendously from the last time I went. The last time I went, I want to say in 2000, I want to say 2004, 2005. So a lot has been upgraded, that's for sure. Even Al Capone's cell was upgraded. When I went there first time, Al Capone only had one bed. Why does he have two beds? I don't know. In his cell, he has two beds. I have no idea why.
Apparently, going there on Halloween would be a good thing, by the looks of it.
Halloween, they have an amazing whole event
festival.
going on there, and I believe that even, don't quote me on this, but I think I saw something that it involves beer garden.
Just having a look here. So you got the hospital flashlight tours, the Fair Chance Beer Garden.
Yeah, there you go.
The beer garden and museum program, soak in the night air, enjoy a triple bottom beer down with North Pizza, learn about Eastern State's history of impact in prisons today, one complimentary drink or treat included for VIP ticket holders. Located outdoors in the historic baseball field, relax at a picnic table, enjoy food and drinks, then explore highlights, audio tours and exhibits, Big Grass prisons today. Must be 21 and over.
Yeah, I mean, that place is really, like, visually, emotionally, just the experience it's amazing.
It actually looks pretty good the way they got it. Like, I'm looking at it now. They got like the Blood Lounge, the Pumpkin Plaza, Nightmares.
Yeah, they have a lot of events there.
Machine shop. That'd be awesome.
Guys, I'm gonna have to cut this short. I'm gonna have to stop it. Okay,
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Sorry.